So today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called Americans in Buffalo React to Trump's Tariffs on Canada, because of course I've been watching a lot of videos about how these tariffs are going to be affecting Canada and Canadians. But yeah, I want to know what Americans actually think about this as well, because I think a lot of Americans have like a lot of respect for Canada. They understand that Canada's their closest neighbour. Their closest friend, and I'm sure a lot of them will be pissed off by what's going on as well. So this one at the bottom here, it says how the trade war is impacting the border cities of Fort Erie and Buffalo. So I guess in Canada and America, seeing how it's affecting people. Yeah, tell me if you know it. I'm sure like a lot of Canadians have got American friends, got family in America, all that sort of thing. So tell me how they feel, and hopefully this will see some people's opinion on this video as well.
Here on the American side of the border, Peace Bridge actually just behind me right now, and these two communities, Fort Erie on the other side of the river right over there, and Buffalo, are so connected. Canadians come over, they get gas here, they get groceries here, they go shopping at the Walden Galleria, which is a big mall here. They go to the Buffalo airport and fly out because they can get a cheaper flight than going to Pearson. But things have changed since the tariffs took effect and since the tariffs have been threatened. Kind of traditions or things that people do by routines have changed. That's what I heard from people talking to them in Fort Erie yesterday, just on the other side of the river here. And I talked to a lot of people out and about doing my work. I go to different places in Toronto in the GTA, and oftentimes people are more reserved or say, hey, I don't want to talk to you right now. Maybe it takes 8 or 9 people to get someone talking before they talk. Going to Fort Erie yesterday, people were fired up, and I got almost no rejections. People were ready to talk and tell me what they thought about the tariffs. Here's some of what I heard.
Well, I used to be able to bring groceries from the States because they were cheap. Not anymore, because the Canadian officer at the Nexus said, we're going to, tax you with the tariff if you bring groceries.
Why aren't you crossing?
Whoa, is that true? Is it really like that? I thought it was more like an international thing, and it would more affect businesses and things, but like literally the person, the woman on the street just being asked to pay extra tax right there and then. That's so sad, man. Again, like these people who live on these border cities are probably like so used to just going between the borders and living their life that way. It's like having this one man make a decision that like negatively affects their lives like that is just such a shame, man. A travesty, really.
In the border at the moment.
Tariffs, and I don't believe that we should be spending our money in America. We should spend our money here in Canada.
I was talking to the CEO of the Peace Bridge earlier today, who said in February of this year compared to February of last year, bridge crossings have dropped 13% here at the Peace Bridge right behind me right now. That's substantial. When you come over to America, though, and talk to Americans about what's going on, the tariffs, Trump's threats, the 51st state thing, it took a long time before I found people who were knowledgeable about this or know what's going on. In some cases, I was actually explaining them to the tariffs the first time. They were hearing it from me for the first time, not knowing anything about the tariffs whatsoever, which was quite strange to me given how big of a deal this has been in Canada for the past few months right now. Once I did find people who were knowledgeable of the tariffs, no one seemed quite happy about it. Here's what they had to say.
Yeah, that's what I can imagine. I can imagine they wouldn't be happy about it. I would hope that would be the case. It's very sad to hear that people are not knowledgeable about it. Like, I guess maybe in their defense, they're probably seeing that their president's just imposing tariffs on everybody in their like every country. They're seeing all these different things, so it's like maybe they're just trying to go about their normal daily business. But you think like their closest like allies, their closest neighbor, you think they would at least know about that and like take a bit more of an interest in that, especially in border towns for sure. Like,
kind of message do you have for Canadians who are pretty peeved at Americans right now?
I think it, not to be mad at Americans, nor we are mad at Canadians. I think it's more of a politic type thing. It's not personal.
A lot of us, we still like you. We still care about you. Hopefully that clown will be gone soon and we can try to get things back to the way they were.
I like that, man. That guy's just, that's what I would want. That's what I'd like I would hope to hear from every American. I mean, I know that that's not going to be every American because a lot of them support Trump, but at least these people seem very sensible and can actually see it for what it is.
Just hang in there.
I was actually at a grocery store where one of the closest to the border here, the Peace Bridge, and I was told a lot of Canadians come to that grocery store to get groceries. There's a gas station there, they fuel up. I visited a couple times. I was told packed, usually with Ontario license plates in the parking lot. Couldn't see a single one. Same thing with at the mall, the Walden Galleria, the big mall here. Went around the parking lot a bunch of times, couldn't see any Ontario plates. I was talking to the mayor of Fort Erie, Wayne Redekop, who was talking about this relationship between the two cities, and he has been trying to keep a little bit of a lid on things, being a politician and all. Not that that's stopping any other politicians right now from Red Eric, but things are quite tense. Take a listen.
When someone that you think is your best friend in the world decides that you should be punished for who knows what particular reason, because that again we don't know, there is a sense of betrayal.
He was very quick to say, hey, this is a Trump problem, not blaming the neighbors here where I am right now in Buffalo. They say they have quite the connection and want to keep it that way. He was talking to the mayor of Buffalo right before I went to go talk to him. But Wayne Redekop, the mayor of Fort Erie, also says the relationship is not going to be the same between America and Canada, and he says nor should it be either. Something I've been hearing a lot here, both on the ground in America and on the other side of the border, just across the river there in Fort Erie.
So yeah, again, like, see a couple of opinions. I would hope that, like, with the Americans, that's like an opinion that's shared amongst most of them, or most kind of sensible people at least anyway. Sad to hear, like, they think it won't be, the relationship won't be the same again. I'm like hopeful that it can be. I think it can be. Like, I'm probably more like more of an optimist by nature, so like you'd imagine that when Trump's not in power that things should just go back to being the same way as they were. But hopefully, like as I said on previous videos, that Canada is looking at other opportunities to make itself more prosperous as well, building other strong relationships as well. It's good to just try and just do as best for Canada as it can, and with this like negative situation, the opportunities that it can bring are great and hopefully plentiful as well. But tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you know of any Americans and what their opinions are. Thanks.